An Angel's Demise by Nyathi. This was a book club read. I met the author, we've discussed this book, and yes, this is a really, really good book. I loved it. There were a lot of things that many of the people in the book club pointed out that they loved about this book. There were some lines that really struck when I was reading it. There were ways in which the story unfolded that I quite enjoyed. I don't want to give any spoilers, but it does give you a lot on Zimbabwean history, and it follows multiple generations. It did open up a lot of conversations about knowing one's history, one's culture, and identity. I really love that. Stories about identity, questions on why certain people who are thrust into certain scenarios behave in a particular way, and all of this was discussed in the group, and I found it very fascinating to hear other people's accounts, what things people were worried about, concerned about, upset about, able to give feedback to an author. That I think was very funny, because sometimes you read a book and you're like, why, author, why? And now you can ask the question after having read the book. And yes, there were a few things, I don't really quote lines from books, but there were a few things I was like, oh, I like that choice of word. I have read literary books where the word was so unusual it made me uncomfortable, and then even when I understood it within the context, it still felt like they were just trying to show off. I did not get that from this. There were some words that, yes, were unusual, unexpected, but 100% I get it. There were some phrases where you're like, oh, I've never thought of it that way, I've never considered it. So like having those moments, absolutely loved it. This opportunity was something that I'm very grateful for. And over and above that, even if I hadn't met the author while reviewing this book, I think my feelings toward it would have also been pretty much the same, that it was well written. It felt relatable as someone who has lived in Southern Africa. It was informative. I learned a lot about the Zimbabwean history that was something I never would have otherwise felt compelled to learn about. And I felt it was a really, really good story that covered a lot of interesting elements, and it gave a lot more than I would have expected. And by giving a lot more, I got interrupted by a phone call, but I guess that's me wrapping it up. Yes, I love this book. Yes, I would recommend this book. Yes, this is a really good book. And if you do get a chance to meet the author, I would highly recommend it because she's also a lovely person.